It's not no one's making it about personalities. I mean, like, it's just a simple question. Do you think Kamala Harris is the best running mate for President Biden? You've said she's excellent. That's farther than Speaker Pelosi went. But do you think she's the best? I'm not trying to throw anything into turmoil. I actually think it's a pretty simple question. Do you think Kamala Harris is the best running mate for President Biden? Yes or no?
I mean, but I don't know what else I can say other than she would be
yes.
an excellent running mate and an excellent vice president. I don't know whether President Biden has named his running mate. We're going to a convention next summer. It's a year away from now, and we're going to go through that process. So,
I mean, you say I don't know why you can say. The answer is you could say yes. You could say yes. I think Kamala Harris is the best vice president and the best running mate for President Biden. That's the answer you could be giving right now. Yes, she is.
So I've not seen any public opinion polling. You might be a stronger vice presidential running mate than her or me or anybody else. I don't know who else, if you're talking about the polling, but I will tell you as a matter of substance and public policy, she'd be an excellent choice.
Wow.
And she and the president have done an excellent job.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So there's rumors that Joe Biden might actually be worried that he might not be around long enough to see the end of Hunter's legal issues. And I'm not sure, honestly, what all that means, but I imagine he's worrying about his power to pardon his son, and which I honestly wouldn't hold it against him. I wish they would have just cut all this weaponization stuff out and just done that years ago. But anyway, that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you know the rules. Can he issue a pardon before things conclude? I have no idea. I know that the media, they used to beat us over the head with speculation that Trump could or would pardon himself for any and all future crimes that he could commit or whatever. But he didn't do that, obviously. But anyway, so Joe's ticking clock, we'll call it. Obviously, there's whispers. Because of that, there's whispers from the libs about Kamala Harris and whether she's the right fit for the future and all that, which is fair. Because, a vote for Joe Biden in 2024, without a doubt, is a vote for Kamala Harris. And it sounds like even the people on the left don't ever want to see that. So now we've got people like Gavin Newsom, as usual, stepping right in the spotlight and addressing rumors about his own 2024 plans and his position on everyone's second favorite diversity hire, Vice President Kamala Harris. So let's take a look at what he's got to say. But guys, before we do, thanks so much to everyone that's been subscribing and leaving such great comments. Really, really appreciate the support. Check this out.
News poll shows only 1/3 of American voters think that Joe Biden will stay in office through a second term. I know you are downplaying concerns about his age, but do you believe that voters don't have any reason to be concerned that he would be 86 years old by the end of his second term?
Voters have every right to be concerned, but I remember Bobby Kennedy said it best, that what the world needs are the qualities of youth, not a time of life, but a state of mind, a quality of imagination. I mean this, I couldn't imagine 3 years ago that this president could accomplish so much in such a short period of time. I mean that. If this political season is all about a celebrity, with all due respect, we had a celebrity for 4 years. It didn't go well. And so I want a seasoned pro that knows how to get things done. I'm a little old-fashioned. I want a guy who produces results. And the results are in. It's been a masterclass. There's simply no administration in my lifetime that's been more effective producing more substantive results.
You and Vice President Kamala Harris go way back.
Yep.
You say that you came up together in San Francisco, knew each
Before
other.
we were in politics.
Before you were in politics. Yeah. I'm sure you saw that former Speaker Emerita, Nancy Pelosi, she heaped praise on Kamala Harris, but she declined to say whether or not she thought that the vice president is the best person to be on the ticket with Joe Biden in 2024. Do you?
Of course she is. The Biden-Harris administration, masterclass in terms of performance. Bipartisan deals on infrastructure, bipartisan deals on guns and debt ceiling, on the chips and science.
She's the best choice.
I mean, by definition, if I think this administration the last 2.5 years has been one of the most outstanding administrations in the last few decades, and she's a member of that administration, she gets to lay and claim credit to a lot of that success. The answer is absolutely.
All right, such unequivocal support. Let's just be real. We don't hear that even from a lot of Democrats.
And that's exactly why he's trying to be out there with such unequivocal support. I mean, in various ways, he says that the Democratic Party needs to stop hemming and hawing, needs to stop sort of gnashing their teeth collectively.
Yeah.
And says, I mean, he says point blank, this is the train that is leaving the station, so we all need to get on board. And this train, he's referring to the Biden-Harris re-election campaign. And what he's been trying to do, not just I guess really by example, Aaron, is say, this is how you do it. Stop whining, stop worrying, get out there and sell this ticket, because this is the ticket that we have.
Well, he's selling masterclass, listing off all of the accomplishments as he sees them, right? I mean, and then just like point blank, no pause support for Kamala Harris. Again, I'm just saying it does contrast.
All right, man. So let's break that down just a little bit. So this is one of the most self-serving politicians in recent history, probably in complete and total history. Going on TV and telling the mushy-brained people that would actually care about his opinion that now is not the time to do the right thing. Now is not the time to hold Joe Biden accountable or find someone at least competent to be president or vice president. Now is the time to give your blind and unwavering support to this mess. He's basically begging or commanding the 70% of Americans that think that we're on the wrong track, think that Joe's a mess, to just shut their mouths, get on board, and get with the program, because the alternative is Donald Trump. And I'm sorry, man, but this anyone but Trump philosophy is literally what got us into this absolute and total complete mess in the first place. And honestly, even the voters who are responsible for it, they're starting to realize. They've been realizing for a long time.
You have probably heard more and more Republicans, including Donald Trump, who just over the weekend accused Democrats of supporting abortion rights up to and after birth. Can you be clear about...
What does that mean, after birth, abortion after birth? It's made up. It's a political
Can you just be clear about what limits on abortion should be?
It's a political thing. People are not seeking abortion.
But what is
the
policy? What should it be?
The policy, it's not up to Donald Trump or me. It's up to you, to women that have to bear that responsibility uniquely and distinctively. And the reality is, it's a canard. It's a political frame. It's total BS. And it's exactly where they need to go, because they know they've gone too far.
But there has to
on the
be
other
some
side.
kind. Well, let me just talk about your state of California. As you well know, there's a law in books that preceded you that says that you can have an abortion up until viability, which is about 24 weeks.
That's right.
Is that something that you support
That's
personally?
in statute in the state of California. That said, there was a constitutional amendment that we placed on the ballot that has some nuance in it. And so that's an area that's being adjudicated in public opinion and likely will ultimately be adjudicated in
is
the
it the
courts.
government's role then? I know you said it's
not
up
our
to
role
women.
to make that decision.
So there should be nothing on the books?
This is a canard. This is a false flag. This is where they need to go in order to get out of the mess they've created, because they don't believe in fundamental choice and freedom for women. They don't. Period. Full stop. And this whole issue is a political issue. And so with respect, I'm not surprised that Donald Trump is saying this. This is exactly what you hear every single one of them say next week down at the Reagan Library. And at the end of the day, those examples are so extreme, so rare. When you have literally viability issues that are deeply personal and painful. Others have said it more eloquently than I have. After you picked out the name of the baby, and then you're forced to make this terrible decision at the end of a term, and to exploit that for political purposes offends.
I just want to be clear, because people are going to be listening very carefully to what you're saying.
Yeah.
You do not believe it is the role of government, nationally or state government, to have any limits on the books legally.
The state of California has long believed in viability. I've long believed in viability. We went forward with a constitutional amendment that's created some questions as it relates to this. My point is, no one wants to see late term abortions. No one's out there promoting that. That's what the Democratic Party's position is. It's not what my personal position is. In those rare and extremely rare and personal circumstances, one thing I absolutely believe, Donald Trump shouldn't be making that decision. I sure as hell should not be making that decision. That's a decision for the mother, the would-be mother, and for her doctor, and for whomever member of her family or priest believes that's the right thing to do. And beyond that, with all due respect, I call BS on this whole debate. It is purely a political canard.
All right, so let's keep it real for just 1 second. It seems like when you ask certain Democrats about abortion, especially ones like Newsom, they can't answer a question. All they do is dance and dance and dance around. And, obviously now that I say that, Donald Trump is no different. He's the same on this topic. His thing, don't worry, both sides are going to like me, is completely insane. Let me know in the comments if you agree, but I can promise you that this is the one. If there is one issue, this is the one issue that I can guarantee you both sides will never, ever be happy with the same person. It's not possible. But I'm getting sidetracked. Back to the wackos on the left. So this whole idea of supporting very, very late-term abortion, we all agree that's extreme. But if we all agree that it's extreme, how the hell can they not just come out and tell us where they stand? How can they not say it's extreme? Just tell us what you're thinking. There's real drama going on in the Democratic Party right now. Even CNN cannot ignore it. And a lot of it comes back to the age thing, Biden's age. And let's be real, man, the only reason that Gavin Newsom is even on these networks is because the people who really and truly control the Democratic Party are starting to completely and totally freak out. And he's their guy.
David Axelrod, former senior advisor during the Obama administration. Let me ask you the sodium panel thought question. I mean, he's out there, he's debating Sean Hannity, he's talking to Dana for an hour-long special, obviously very loyal to Joe Biden, obviously doesn't want to distract, but come on, he's primed and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the White House is very gratified for some of the things that he's saying. I don't know that they'd be as enthusiastic about his ubiquitous presence on the air. It's sort of like, just at the time when Democrats are concerned about their aging, spouse, here comes the young neighbor, young strapping potential
partner. Did you see the split screen?
Yeah.
That we were. I don't know I don't know if we were doing that on purpose, but it just looked like.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that he knows he's a sophisticated guy. He knows that he's playing against the story right now. And, I don't think he's setting himself up to run in 2024. I actually agree with him, Jake, that I think Biden's running.
Right.
I think Biden's going to be the nominee.
Right.
But he's certainly getting a head start on 2028. I don't think there's any question about that.
So whether it's for 2028 or if, God forbid, something were to happen and there would be an opening for somebody to run, there would be a Democratic race. Obviously, Gavin Newsom. And remember, I'm also talking about theoretically 2028.
Yes.
So I could be talking about either one. Gavin Newsom, Vice President Harris, Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. They're all out there as.
So yeah, man, CNN. They seem to be pretty impressed with Gavin Newsom. They're hoping that the mushy-brained Democrat voter will cheat on their creation with the strapping young neighbor boy that is Gavin Newsom. Dude, how freaking creepy was that? Strapping young neighbor boy. So here's what I think is really going on. The media machine, they're slowly working their way to outright replacing Joe Biden. They don't want to do it through criticizing the guy. They don't want to do it through impeachment because they know all of these things. They just make the mission more difficult. Those things will hurt Democrats just as much as they get rid of Joe. But they're finding a way. They're trying to navigate a very, very soft landing. And one thing is for certain, if there is even just one more fall for the president, the strapping young neighbor boy that is Gavin Newsom is going to be there to catch him. Anyway, that's just my take, guys. Let me know yours in the comments. If you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.